This is your Daily 5 for Thursday, February 5th, 2026. You know, on occasion, a large company will do something so monumentally stupid that you really do wish you could have been in the room to hear how this decision was arrived at, because it so obviously was going to be a terrible idea. So Adobe, a company I've talked about many times, and I am a subscriber to their Creative Cloud or Creative Suite or whatever they call the thing now, where you have to subscribe for all their tools, because I love Photoshop and I use it very often. They announced on Monday that they were going to be ending sales and later support for I didn't realize how old this tool was, an animation tool titled Animate, which apparently is 30 years old. I was not aware that thing has been around that long. Honestly, because I never really use it. I mean, I saw it, but I don't think I really ever looked into it because I don't do animation really. But it's a 2D animation tool that apparently a lot of people, I knew a lot of smaller time creators used it. I was not aware of how many professional productions used it, but apparently it's more than a handful. And so there was an immediate backlash to Adobe for doing this, and they've now reversed the decision. They're no longer going to be doing anything new with the tool, but they will continue to support it for some amount of time. They didn't commit to anything. They simply have said now they're not going to be ending it in a year and a month from now. And what a lot of people have, and this, I did see people posting this. There were a number of creators I saw that were posting that the only reason they were still even subscribing and using Adobe's tools through their cloud model was for Animate. And without that, they would be canceling because they didn't need anything else. I'm sure that's what prompted the immediate reversal, was there must have been enough of that, as well as some of the negative publicity, that it made them decide, okay, we have to at least keep this thing running, even if we don't put anything new into it, so people's workflows aren't broken. But as many other people are now saying, the incredibly dumb part about this is Adobe already has a problem where many people are turning away from them because there are very good alternatives to most of their more popular software options. And there is a negative sentiment around the company that has not gotten any better, as their pricing has been prohibitive for many creators unless they're making a lot of money through their creations. For most other creators, it is a tough thing to do some of these subscriptions unless you're lucky enough that the only tools you need are within some of their smaller, more kind of pared down offerings. But in some people's cases, in many creators' cases, you can't just get away with whatever the smaller ones are. You need more, and you end up having to pay for the whole suite, depending on what you're doing, especially as different projects might require a multi-tool approach to accomplish the end result. But now there are other products from other companies that are not on subscription models. There are open source versions of tools that are very close to being as good as what Adobe offers. And so they've already been under a lot of pressure to retain people when these other tools and these other offerings, which either do not require a subscription or are in many cases free and accomplish 90+% of what most people need, they already were in trouble as far as trying to convince people to stay on board. But when you pull a move like this, it's not going to just be Animate customers who are going to start taking a second look at other alternatives. It's going to be anybody, because if they're willing to so just casually throw aside something that obviously a lot of people depend on, and Adobe must have the metrics to know because their cloud thing phones home all the time, they had to have known the user base they were affecting. So if this was some kind of trial balloon, oh boy, was it the dumbest way to do it. And if not, I don't know that they have a proper appreciation of the position that they're in, because this will now cause even some of their most diehard pro subscribers, and I've said this for years, but now I think people who don't think about this stuff might have to reconsider. There should always be a backup option in case these things go away or become prohibitively expensive. And now I think what they've done is they have pushed that reality way up into the forefront of a lot of users who otherwise might have just accepted the comfort of having the tool they relied on and never thought about what might happen if it went away. So I don't know, again, boy, would I love to know the decision, the steps in the decision tree to get to this point. But I don't think Adobe is properly aware of the fact that while they may have reversed the decision to kill Animate itself, they are not going to be able to stop the negative ripples from this decision. And boy, are they bad. Later.